Hi, Dougie Burt with Stuart Grice here on the fishing report for this week, the 1st of March, Stu.
That is right, Dougie. And Dougie, you finally decided to turn up to work. So we're third month in, mate, and you've decided to have your first day.
A lot of product testing in the last couple of weeks. Stewie,
and where are the photos from that testing, mate?
Might
as well just throw it in the ocean. Same result.
We threw a lot of jigs in the ocean, and compliments to Wilson's for supporting us, because we use a lot of their gear, which is fantastic gear, but we had bad weather. Shark problem is probably an understatement.
That's really good.
So if you ever had bad shark
if you didn't know what Dougie's talking about, he was away for 10 days on the Big Cat fishing at Samarez. Not just, thanks for so-and-so, thanks
nearly
for so-and-so,
400
we done this, we done that. Anyway, Wilson trip, product testing, Samarez, around about how many Ks, Dougie? You're a geographical
380 Ks from Bundy or Gladstone. Yeah.
And did you know, Dougie, that Samarez Reef is actually perfectly in line with the 50 fathoms here?
I did. I told you that's true.
Longitude. Let's try to sound smart.
Yeah, it's on the same longitude as us fishing 50,000. So if you just kept on going north, or not north, but along that longitude, you would end up at Samarez Reef, believe it or not, right in the middle of it.
There's a shark problem on the 50s, and it's even worse up there. So
So sharks beyond, I've never ever experienced this much in my life, actually, Stuart. And I've had a lot of shark problems in my life. But this is above next level. It's like going full bad.
Well, I reckon you should have just wound faster, but anyway. Or charge the battery on the electric.
Didn't matter how fast it was.
Anyway, that's all right.
Anyway, it's all good. It was an experience, and I had a great time, and had great fun with my friends. So, very good, Stu. Okay, fishing report. Stuart, we have got a tropical cyclone
brewing / started / it's in the Coral Sea at the moment.
What's it called, Stuart?
I don't know, it starts with B.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. Might as well be Cyclone Dougie, because I tell you what, when he came back 2 days early...
it's Alfred, actually, to be exact.
everyone, you know how happy people are to see a cyclone when it comes? They're not happy. Yeah. That's like Cyclone Dougie when he comes early. 2 days early he came back.
And it's
with a smile on our face.
You're always smiling when I'm around. Anyhow, guys, look, we've got a Cyclone Alfred. It is changing every day, Stuart. So we don't know what the weather's going to be for this weekend. We do know you wouldn't be going offshore.
No. So we do have massive swell. The wind, Dougie, at this point in time, one says it's going to be not too bad, the other says it's going to be very bad.
On the weekend, that is right. So you're in that sort of 20 to 30 knot easterlies. Easterlies always happen when there's a cyclone around at the start. Probably a bit of rain and the swell, Stuart, coming through. I think 2.1 metres tomorrow on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday's around that 3 metre mark, probably 4 on the sets. And by, I think it's around Tuesday, Wednesday, it's up around about 4 metre average and 6 on the sets. So the weekend, the offshore fishing is going to be a no-go zone, unless for some reason it just shoots out to the east and lands out above New Caledonia or something.
Yeah, that's right.
We might not get much swell, but I doubt
it.
So this weekend's three offshore, we can tell you about is rig your gear up. Just get ready. There's still a lot of pelagics around. Still mackerel, Spanish mackerel closure starts tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry, Saturday.
For
3 weeks. So you can still go chase spotted mackerel. You've got definitely wahoo. We all know there's wahoo out there this year. It's amazing. We've got black marlin, we've got striped marlin, blue marlin, and a lot of other stuff out there as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, still good kingy jigging and amber jack and Samson fish and all that type of stuff.
That's
up on 50s,
so
36s, dolphin fish.
Re-rig your rigs, your lures, or want us to rig them up for you, we can do all that. Get your jigs ready. There's heaps of jigging out there as well, Stewie. But it's going to take a week or two before we can get back out there.
It is, at least.
Yep.
Depends on, as you said before, Doug, it depends on what it does.
That's right.
It's a week from when it goes.
That's right. So yesterday, Stewie looked at, I think it's windy, and it told us that it's going to be blowing 50 plus knots on the Gold Coast from Tuesday through to Friday next week. Now it says sort of 30 knots, and the cyclone that was coming down close to us is now veered off. So I reckon tomorrow probably can change again. So we'll see how it goes. But let's get into inshore now, because we can't do much for offshore. Sorry, guys. Okay, Stu, jumping pin. Did you get up there yesterday, mate?
No, I didn't.
You were going to go there.
I had to do work for the shop where I work at. No, that's all right. But look, Dougie, massive high tide. Obviously, we've got a new moon on Sunday, I believe.
Massive tides too, 2.8 metres. With that swell and a bit of a surge.
There's going to be a surge.
It's going to be probably up around 3 metres, maybe.
Correct. Yeah. So
that's up Brisbane way.
Yep. So on that top of the tide, I'd definitely be looking around. Obviously, you can't fish the bar because the bar is going to be very out of bounds.
Unless you're very experienced, and still be careful.
But definitely Taylor. The odd longtail comes inside the bar when it's this type of weather, chasing the Taylor schools and little whitebait schools
and
stuff like that.
GTs as well.
GTs, all that pelagic type stuff. So you got some metal jig types, cast jigs.
So you have cast and hop them and do whatever you want with them, that type of thing there. We have a massive range of, I don't know, 50 different brands and different styles and colours and times that by another 20. A lot of stuff, but that's the sort of things you're throwing around at that bait schools you collectively loaded up. And Stu can jig through it, as you said, and you can cast through it. So what else, Stu?
Well, other than that, like that type of sinking hard body works really well. So hard bodies work really, really well, Doug. But the problem is when it's windy and it's rough, you can't cast them.
No,
so these little fellas here, they weigh quite a bit, 27 grams to be precise.
And they're small, so they'll cast a mile. And they'll sink, and you can work it back through the school again. Stu, that'd be good up against actually the Seaway wall too.
Definitely.
Okay, flatties. There's been a lot of flatties around.
Been a lot of flatties. This last week's been like the best flathead week apart from winter that I've heard of for a long time. We haven't been.
We haven't had time.
No, that's right.
Okay, but flatties are good. So definitely you've got high tide about, I think Saturday's about 9 o'clock in the morning. Or
maybe
10.
a little bit later, but maybe somewhere in there.
So I'd be definitely trying on Clingan Bank, but it's going to be pretty rough on Clingan Bank maybe. So depending on the wind, you can't really hide much from it easterly. You can only really fish the basins.
Yeah, I'd be fishing like along
Or
Stratty.
Millionaire's Row.
Millionaire's Row, maybe. And then, like Gold Bank and Tippler's type area and all that type of pandanus. Biggest thing this time of year, look for bait. So on that top of the tide, Dougie, as I said, if whitebait comes in, definitely fish those whitebait schools. Look for birds diving and tailor feeding. Fish under those schools. Little soft plastics.
Colours like that work perfect in that scenario. Or what you got there,
that type of one there, so that's a bit bigger, 4 inch. I chase a bit bigger fish, generally catch a few more too, but anyway, we don't have to go through that now.
Elephant seed peanuts, are you small?
Apart from that, Dougie, trolling this time of year, if you're out with the family, it's going to be pretty average weather, but if you're out with the family and you just want to catch a few fish, be it Taylor, trevally, pike, you name it, flatties, just small little hard bodies.
Little things. S-Tackle's one of our favourites. The other guys are favourites too, and we've got thousands of those as well in the shop here. Look, Stewie, it's, as you said, with the kids, it's great fun. They just hold the rod, the fish jump on, and it's as simple as that. Troll about walking speed. Get them, keep the rod tips down low to the water edge if you can. And keeping that shallow water, depends if you're chasing tail, it can be in 10 or 15 metres deep, and you're trolling sort of in that 2 metre column below the surface. But for flatties, if you're on top of the sandbanks, it might be a metre deep in those shallow ones like those. Perfect.
You should listen to these fishing reports, Dougie, because normally when we flathead troll, there's always about 27 domestic arguments about you going deeper. We're talking about 2 to 3 metres using a diver that dives to 1 metre. And I don't know, those pelagic flathead that obviously swim in the top metre, that
they'll come up to it.
Obviously,
they'll come up to it. They're just like a mile, mate. They'll come up a long way.
Your scores in every competition in the last couple of years definitely does show that. But anyway, moving on down. Actually, while we're up there, top of the tide, you've got a really big run-in tide. This is a really good wide-in tide, Dougie. So fishing those basins up in the lagoons, like up around the northern end of South Stratty, that first push of the run-in, which will be quite early, if not even halfway in, all of those feed in, wide in, feed up into the shallows, and you will catch good fish.
Yabbies or worms. And as we said, that's the only place you'll get out of the wind, actually.
Definitely,
so, Other thing too is prawns too. For those who want to go prawning, we sell all the prawning nets as well. And if you teach how to throw it, Stu's way or my way, they both work good. We know that, or well. So guys, look, I'd be probably heading up around the Saltworks, which is the western side of Macleay, and looking around that area, or definitely maybe the mouth of Logan. Power lines, I don't know, they haven't fired there for a while, but they should be there. But Stu, you got some at Jack as well the other day?
Yeah, I'd be looking around Jake as well and Rudy Mars on that high tide.
Which is near Jack as well.
And then if not, I'd be up around the Saltworks, which is the tip of Macleay Island up in the Southern Bay Islands, southern tip, southwestern tip. And apart from that, Dougie, I think power lines area is going to be way too blown out. The salt works, which is up in that hole, that's going to be pretty average. So look, if you're going to do it, I'd probably be looking around Jake as well or Rudy Mars just for the shelter.
Look for the
aspect.
boats. Look for the boats. That's the secret.
Yeah.
Remember the limit: 10 litre bucket. That's it, including all bits and pieces of prawns, and 20 litres per boat, not
with
per person.
2 or more people.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, very good, Stewie. Crabs.
Yeah. Look,
the muddies this time last year, they were marching.
Yeah, well, it's a good tide to get your pots right up those creeks and stuff.
Well, that's why it's called March next week. They'll be marching, mate. Those muddies. So that was normally around the mouth of Logan. So you put your pots out, you go to have a cast with a cast net for prawns, and then come back and check your pots and seafood bonanza. Very good. Stewie, let's head down the Broadwater. For me, it is. Maybe for you, might be steak. I don't know. Okay, down the Broadwater downtown. We have got what, Stuart? What's happening? Guys.
I'm about to send out some resumes, actually, but anyway. Those look, around the Seaway, Dougie.
They're my favourite, you know that.
Yeah, around the Seaway, big tide, early morning or relatively early. You're going to have a massive run. You definitely need a driver or you need to be very experienced if you want to fish it.
Yep.
Don't try to fish the end of the wall. You will not succeed. Halfway down the wall, but you're still going to have break-in waves and stuff like that. Whitewater. Dougie, catching dart, Taylor, Trevally, those little fellas there. I reckon I could catch 10 to your one on just about anything, but these little fellas here.
Yeah, they are cool.
And between those two lures, so your little dart magics or those little prawns, I'd nearly guarantee you fish.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And you've got to fish light though. Can't fish much more than about 15-pound braid. If not 8's good, 10's good. Yeah. 10-pound leader or 15-pound leader max.
Yep.
And and you catch all that. What you just said.
All the pelagic type stuff, inside pelagic stuff, lesser queenies, all of that type of thing. The water temp's pretty warm. It's around about 27.5 on the run in. But they seem to love it.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Stu, I looked at my photos. There's a Facebook thing come through yesterday. Yep. And it was actually this weekend last year that we got those massive big sand crabs in the Broadwater.
Yeah, okay.
So I haven't been out chasing crabs for a little while. I've been away. But I would definitely look at sand crabs this weekend. I know the tides are big, which means a lot of weed in your pots, but also means a lot of crabs travelling around.
Yeah.
So it might be worth a crack. And for some reason, I noted in previous, before the rain, if you get a big swell or a big storm coming, a lot of the crabs come in the Broadwater from the shore.
Looking for nutrients,
Nutrients and just protection, I think.
Yeah.
So it might be worth a crack on the sandies over the weekend.
Possibly, yeah.
All the muddies.
Yeah.
Stewie, what are you going to use on these, mate?
So little vibe in those inner coffee rock reefs and stuff like that throughout the Broadwater. Definitely good this time of year, Dougie. And as well with that big swell, you'll get snapper and little reef fish and stuff like that.
Seaway fish around the beacon in front of the north wall of Wave Break, across to the green on the north wall of inside the north wall of Seaway. Yeah, so straight across from each other.
Yeah.
And just jigs through the middle there. Actually,
it's all like rubbly, reefy type area. So. Those little fellas there, but as well, with that tide so big, you're going to have to do it on a turn of the tide.
You've got about a 1 hour window.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Stewie, Jacks. What's happening to Jacks?
So Jacks, Canals, Dougie, they've seemed to have moved back in now.
Yep.
We both missed them in the Seaway.
Yep.
They've been and gone, but
we're busy.
It's all right.
But the water's starting to clear up in the canal, I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's nice and clean. And things like that one there, Dougie, so slow rolling that around the pontoons. Different tail on that one, so more of a wedge tail. Tighter weave.
Yep.
Tighter swim. And if not, Dougie, prawns. So
yeah, because it's prawn season, obviously.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Jacks love prawns. Yep. Less action is more on the prawn.
Yeah, I know the guys that know what they're doing use a lot of big prawns for the barra as well.
Yeah, and threadies.
Yeah, and threadies, that's right.
Yeah.
A few threadies been caught again recently. Yep. Particularly around Jumping Pin area.
Yep.
Stewie, we're going to do these big fellas here, mate.
Well, look, it's pretty average weather here, so get in your car and drive to a dam and catch some barras, Doug. So potentially, we've got a new moon, so it should be a daytime bite and stuff like that. Just slow rolling around the timber line and drop off some wind blowing points. Yep. And definitely look for fish on the sound.
One thing I know about Irukandjis, one thing that's very good about them is not only do they do that with the tail, but they actually roll like a bomber or like a
hardwood.
Like a Millsmaster Invincible. They roll as well as do the shake on the tail. So where a lot of soft plastics just pull with the tail action. Yeah. Very unique.
Yeah.
So Stewie, look. We've got a few whiting in the back of Wave Break. I saw Clint's been getting heaps at the river as well and behind the Wave Break there. Yep. They've been a bit hard to get at the river, but they've been good size. Yep. So 40 centimetres, quite a few of them. There's been a few trevally at the river as well. I know around the boys' school, TSS there at night time's been pretty good. Yep. Little poppers that go at night and stick baits. And maybe if you're land-based, try around Little Tallabudger Creek, which is at Cascade Gardens, on these big tides at night. It's good for them as well. Yep. So give the trevally a go if you hear any crashes around. Just cast a stick bait popper out and away you go. Just not too big, about 100 mil size max, or 80 mil. Stewie, apart from that, like you probably get parrot. I know we get parrot this time of the year drifting that sort of Runaway Bay, where the marina is there, up to about the entrance to Runaway Bay Shopping Centre Canal. Yep. That's what I was trying to get before. In that drift pattern, particularly on the east side of the channel that goes down there, keeping in around about sort of 12 to 15 foot of water, and just as you said, those little vibes there, Stewie, or soft plastics, and you'll catch really good sized flounder, and you also catch obviously parrotfish and wrasse and stuff. Tuskies, tuskfish. So give that a crack. If you're land based, also obviously beach is going to be out this weekend. It's going to be too big, so I'd be probably just trying for wider. You got to have a easterly wind, so you have to really fish the spit side and maybe try in the
Marine Stadium,
that area, or maybe in the river, around surface area. Give that a go. Other than that, Stu, you got the dam. Well, we haven't had too big lots of rain yet, not too much. So the dam, I think I haven't checked to see if it's still overflowing, but I think it's slowed right down. So it'd be borderline to go back over again if we get some rain. But definitely the bass will be on. Always new moon's good fishing during the day up there, as Stu said earlier. So try for bass up at the top end, both west and eastern arms. And spinner baits, soft plastics, and trolling little lures, very good. Anything else Stu want to add to that?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. Okay, mate. I was going to add to that. We have got a March Madness sale, which we did last couple of years, where we do fairly good discounts. So some of the rods we're clearing out. We got overstock for Christmas, so we clear out a lot of rods, Shimano, Dyer, and other brands. It's the ones that we choose, and they can be up to 50 or 60% off. But generally, as a rule, for the whole shop, we're going to do 35 off the rods this month of March. We'll also do the same on lures as well. Okay, and reels we match the best price online. Stu, we also got a couple of new big things coming out next week, which we'll get samples of, and then we'll actually have the real stuff in soon. So we'll have later next week. I think we got the Diver Saltiga arriving to us, the new model, which we saw at the trade show over in Japan. Felt very, very nice.
That's right, 25,000 size.
We will have it in our shop towards this time next week, hopefully, or early the week after. And we've also got the new Panic Station sort of barra flathead dewy type swim bait soft plastics coming out, which are designed by Shane Campaign up in Darwin. Now Shane's the Australian barra champion for many, many, many years in a row. He's just got that technique, and he's finally releasing the lures that does him justice in all the comps. And so we'll get this finally have some stock. Coming next week as well, week after. It's all coming up anyhow. And so we have new stuff coming in as well, which you can see on our shelves. Okay, so don't forget March Madness sale starts next week, and with the Diver Saltiga, we will be doing pre-orders on those too. And there's also, you can actually win the value of the reel back from Dyer, which we'll do a little talk about next week, Stu. In Dyer product. Okay, anything else we want to add to that, Stu?
I think that's about it, Doug.
Okay, don't forget to follow us on our YouTube, Facebook and Instagram pages, and please tell your friends about our shop and all our pages. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. See you soon. Be safe over this cyclonic period.
That's right.
Especially the waterway, please. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.